Numb hands? Why? Your hands contain some of the most sensitive touch receptors in your entire body, and all of those touch receptors are connected to your brain by a network of nerves. If even one of those nerves, or one section of those nerves, is pinched or somehow damaged, your brain may not receive all the sensory information your hands are sending its way. The result? Uncomfortable numbness or tingling sensations. However, there are so many different things that can cause your hands to go numb. From overuse injuries to infections to chronic health conditions, here's why your hands may feel that tingling feeling or nothing at all. Number 1. Tennis elbow. If you're a tennis player or golfer, or partake in any activity that requires repetitive twisting of the hand, wrist, or elbow, you're at risk for epicondylitis or tennis elbow. This condition stems from the wearing down or weakening of tendons that wrap across your elbow, according to the American Society for Surgery of the Hand. While full-blown tennis elbow tends to manifest as pain in your elbow or forearm, early signs are tingling and numbness in your hands. If you experience either, take a break from the offending sport or activity for a bit. If it comes back, then let your doctor know about it. Number 2. Carpal tunnel syndrome. One of the most common causes of hand numbness is carpal tunnel syndrome, a condition in which the median nerve, which runs down your forearm and into your hand, becomes pinched at your wrist. It's fairly common for people who spend a lot of time working on a computer, especially if your desk setup requires you to lay your wrist against an edge or hard surface while you're typing or using a mouse, then you're at risk. Along with numbers, symptoms of carpal tunnel include a sensation that one or more of your fingers, especially your thumb, index, and middle finger, are swollen or tingling, according to the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, NNDS. If these symptoms describe what you're feeling, let your doctor know ASAP. If left untreated too long, you may need surgery to relieve your pinched nerve. It's also important to note that when carpal tunnel syndrome occurs in both hands, it may be a manifestation of another disease. For example, rheumatoid arthritis or an autoimmune disease that attacks the joints can also be associated with carpal tunnel syndrome. Number 3. Thyroid disorders. It may not be the first thing that comes to mind, but a thyroid disorder could lead to hand numbness. Your thyroid is the butterfly-shaped gland that sits below your Adam's apple, and it's responsible for a variety of processes in your body. When left undiagnosed and untreated, an underactive thyroid, aka hypothyroidism, can result in damage to the nerves that transport information between your brain and your spinal cord and the rest of your body. That's because your thyroid gland isn't pumping out enough crucial hormones for these functions. Especially if you're experiencing other symptoms of an underactive thyroid, such as hair loss, weight gain, and feeling cold all the time, it's time to talk with your physician. Number 4. Medications. Certain medications can cause numbness, abnormal sensations, and tingling in the hands and feet as a common side effect. The most common include chemotherapy drugs or HIV/AIDS treatments, but other common medications such as anti-alcohol drugs, heart or blood pressure meds, infection fighters, and skin condition treatments have also been found to cause numbness and tingling in parts of the body. If you suspect a new medication may be to blame, talk to your doctor, who may be able to lower your dose or find a similar treatment that doesn't cause uncomfortable side effects. Number 5. Vitamin B12 Deficiency. Your body needs vitamin B12, a nutrient easily found in meat, eggs, poultry, and dairy, to create healthy red blood cells, nerves, and even DNA. Severe vitamin B12 deficiency, also known as pernicious anemia, happens when you don't absorb enough B12 from foods, spurring a range of symptoms like fatigue, balance problems, shortness of breath, cold hands and feet, headaches, and even tingling and numbness in the hands if the deficiency leads to nerve damage. If you're experiencing unusual symptoms and eat a largely plant-based diet, or have a health condition that impacts nutrient absorption, like celiac or Crohn's disease, talk to your doctor about your B12 intake. He or she may recommend weekly B12 shots for severe deficiency or a general supplement for mild cases. While tingling hands is a big sign of B12 deficiency, it is not the only deficiency linked to the sensation. Vitamin D, B6, and other nutrient deficiencies can also cause tingling, so talk to your doctor to ensure a proper treatment plan. Number 6. Alcohol disorders. Long-term heavy drinking can lead to alcohol neuropathy or nerve damage, according to the U.S. National Library of Medicine (NLM). The exact cause isn't certain, but experts believe heavy alcohol use can directly poison the nerve. Poor eating habits associated with alcoholism may also play a role. Up to half of all heavy alcohol users develop some form of this condition, per the NLM. Other symptoms include numbness in your arms or legs, weird pins and needles sensation in your limbs, and muscle weakness or spasms. If you've struggled with alcoholism or you're a long-term heavy drinker, usually defined as having more than 3 drinks a day for women or 4 for men, this could be the cause of your numbness and tingling. Number 7. Ganglion cysts. Ganglion cysts are non-cancerous lumps or deposits that can form anywhere on your body, but tend to show up on or around your joints. Ganglion cysts are actually the most common mass or lump to show up in the hand, according to the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, AAOS. And if one forms on your wrist, numbness, pain, tingling, and muscle weaknesses are common symptoms. These cysts sometimes go away on their own. If they don't and they're causing major discomfort, surgery or aspiration, a procedure where a doctor drains the cyst of its fluid, are treatment options. Number 8. Guillain-Barré Syndrome. Guillain-Barré Syndrome is a rare autoimmune disorder in which your immune system mistakenly attacks your nerves, causing damage that can result in hand numbness and tingling. Researchers aren't exactly sure what causes Guillain-Barré Syndrome, but they do know it can affect anyone at any age or gender. It's often preceded by a respiratory illness, stomach flu, or other type of infectious illness per the NNDS. Other symptoms of Guillain-Barré Syndrome include prickling sensations in your fingers, toes, ankles, or wrists, weaknesses in your legs, unsteady walking, rapid heart rate, poor bladder or bowel control, and difficulty with facial movements like chewing. Number 9. Lyme Disease. Thanks to the rampant spread of ticks throughout the United States, Lyme disease, a condition you can only get from the bite of an infected black-legged tick. It is more common than ever. In fact, reported cases of Lyme disease have more than tripled in the U.S. since the late 1990s, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Early signs of Lyme include serious fatigue, a bullseye-shaped skin rash, and flu-like symptoms like fever, chills, or body aches. If left untreated, joint pain and hand or limb numbness are some of the symptoms associated with the later stages of Lyme. If you've been spending a lot of time in common tick habitats, such as forests, bushy areas, or high grasses, or you suffered a tick bite, Lyme could potentially explain your numbness.